back. I'm gonna do a week in the life because it's been a few weeks since I've vlogged. A lot has happened since I last picked up the camera. I have finished GP placement. I really enjoyed it. I did a 3-week student selected unit in community child health. So in final year, everybody does a student selected unit for 3 weeks, and I chose to do community child health just because I quite enjoyed that part of my pediatrics placement last year, and I wanted to do a little bit more of that. So I did that for the last 3 weeks, and I got signed off last Friday. And this week is called the Primary Medical Care Seminar Week. The first 2 days of the week are for catch up, and I think they're more for people if they haven't got certain things signed off for the placement. But luckily I'm all signed off for PMC, Primary Medical Care, which is what we call the GP placement, and I'm all signed off for my SSU. So I only have to do the lectures this week, which means today and tomorrow I'm kind of free. So I'm gonna take you with me anyway, and we'll see what I get done. Obviously you're never really free as a medical student, are you? Another big change, the eagle-eyed among you may notice I'm in a new location. Last week, Jack and I, was it last week? When did we move? Jack and I have moved flats. We no longer live in Winchester. We now live in Poole. It was very stressful. It took a lot of mental effort and physical effort to get out of that flat, but we are here. We hired a van. It was a fun day out. We've actually moved 3 times in 3 years, so we're kind of used to it, but at the same time, that doesn't make moving any easier no matter how many times you do it. We still don't have Wi-Fi. We're getting Wi-Fi tomorrow. We have been watching TV via an old-fashioned aerial, so that's been interesting. Yeah, we've just been slowly moving in, but I really like it here. It's really comfy. It is so much nicer than our Winchester flat, and it's only slightly more expensive. I've been sad to leave Winchester as a place, but not sad to leave the flat we were in, because the main issue we had with that flat was the black mold. No matter how many times we used the mold cleaner, no matter how many times we opened the windows, we bought a dehumidifier, we bought those things that collect water, like nothing would stop the damp and the mold. And we've kind of felt that it was a structural problem with the building. A lot of the buildings in Winchester are really old, and this one was one of them. The wall in our flat that faced the outside was where all the mold was, and because we were on the ground floor, when it rained, I think all the water just sort of collected on the wall. I don't know. I don't know how it works, but basically we told our landlords about it multiple times, and they just didn't care, and they didn't want to do anything to fix it, probably because they know deep down the way to fix it is really expensive. We ended up having to throw away clothes and shoes, because if you left something against that wall for too long, it would just get covered in mold. Living there in the wake of Dad dying and stuff, I think I have a lot of negative associations to that place. So I think it was great to leave and have a fresh start here in Poole, and it's nice to have Jack nearby again and not have to keep commuting up there to see him. I do have quite a few things to be getting on with today. So before I show you the flat, I'll just tell you what the goals for this week are. Obviously we have all the lectures. I really want to get some proper revision done. I've got a little bit more work I need to do for the child development placement I've just done, because I was doing some revision stuff with that and I want to finish that off. Next week I start my surgery placement, so that's 8-week placement at the hospital. So this week is just a nice breather, I think, before we start the new placement. And it is very rare on this course, since we've started placements, to have any kind of breather. Normally it is placement, another placement, next placement. To have this week where we're just doing a few lectures and catching up, it's just really nice. Anyway, without further ado, I will show you around our flat. This room is the kitchen. This is the biggest kitchen Jack and I have ever lived in. There's a corner of stuff there that needs unpacking. Don't look there. We have a washing machine in here. Didn't have a washing machine at our old flat, we had to buy one. Fridge. Here's our empty looking fridge, we need to do a food shop. Very excitingly, we have a freezer now. Did not have a freezer in our other flat. Frozen pizzas and ice cream are making a comeback in this household. The magnet collection is still there. This is the lounge. Now everything is a little bit of a work in progress. We don't have loads of furniture, but this is the lounge and it has space for the dining table over there. We got this sofa on Gumtree for £100. It's brand new, no one had ever sat on it. It also doubles up as a bed, so you can like collapse the top part and it becomes a double bed, so that's great if we have anyone to stay. We are hoping to maybe eventually get a double set of sofas and put this one in the spare room, but for now this is the setup. I've got my bookshelf here, again haven't finished unpacking. Then over here is the dining table where I think I will be doing most of my work. TV here. Like I said, we're using a good old-fashioned aerial at the moment while we wait for our Wi-Fi to show up. This is our bedroom, and it is quite white looking at the moment, but our wardrobe that we've ordered is green, so we are gonna mix it up a little bit with the colour scheme. Jack has upgraded this year and got a bedside table. We got that on Facebook Marketplace for £20. Here in this corner where I've got my mirror at the moment is where our wardrobe that we've ordered is going to go. We've got a flat pack one from Dunelm because we didn't have a wardrobe in our other place, it came with it. And then in here is the spare room that Jack is working in right now, so I won't show you, but that is basically Jack's man cave. Then this is the bathroom, pretty modern. We have a modern mirror in here that lights up. Let me show you the mirror. It's all ready. Oh, and we have a heated towel rack. The most exciting part of this bathroom is the bath, because it's been a while since we've lived somewhere with a bath. That is the new flat. I'm actually really happy with it. Oh! Here is our wardrobe.
It says gents wardrobe.
Does it?
Yeah, it says gents wardrobe.
Maybe that's just the name of the... Well, it is Sage, that's what I wanted. I'm excited to put this together. We can do it together, it'll be a team game. So that's our project for this evening.
Right, go put it together.
No, you're gonna help. Now the wardrobe is safely delivered, I'm gonna have some breakfast and then I'm gonna head out and work in a cafe because, as I mentioned before, we don't have any Wi-Fi. So I took myself to this coffee shop in Poole and tried to consolidate some of the learning that I'd done in community child health. So one of the major things we need to know for exams is the developmental milestones. If you're a med student, you'll know there's so many developmental milestones we have to remember that it's really overwhelming and it kind of feels like an impossible task. But I thought I'd have a go at creating a revision resource for it. So I did a poster for each of the domains, which are social, speech and language, fine motor, and gross motor. At some point, Fred and Sophie showed up, very randomly. We did end up on a Marmite toast tangent because I ordered some for lunch, and then Fred decided that he has some kind of PhD in Marmite toast and had to supervise me assembling my toast.
And you dab the Marmite on, you don't spread or mix up the butter in the Marmite, you don't want to do that. Just dab the Marmite in, cut it up. It's perfect. With that with tomato soup.
Who's washing up all hundreds of knives that you've used?
My mum.
I'm just going to start by putting the butter between the bread to warm it up.
That's very clever.
Yeah, we're going to give that a sec. So we've got a good start here. We've got some sourdough bread, a mini Marmite, and the butter is just warming up.
And 3, 2, 1, action.
This.
Yeah, it actually is.
I'm dabbing, I'm
How do you
dabbing.
do it?
I'm a bit like that. I don't like an overpowering Marmite. I like just a hint of the Marmite. Do you know who doesn't like Marmite? Jack. Is that alright, Fred? Do you approve?
You've gone a bit too polka dot with
And
it.
it's like
Have I?
lipid print.
If I do that, come on.
It's not bad.
Okay.
It's not bad.
You would give that a what out of 10?
See what mum says.
Okay. And this is my toast. After that brief interlude, I spent the rest of the afternoon doing past med and QuesMed questions and also complaining about all of the things we have to do in final year because there's a lot. So there's a lot to complain about. Once I'd had enough of that, I went to Poole Park to meet Jack for a walk. And we went along this bridge that looks a bit treacherous and is a bit scary, but it adds a bit of danger to the walk, which was fun. And when we got home, it was officially time to start Project Wardrobe. Unlucky Jack. I think it's best I just leave you to it. I'm going to slow you down. We have definitely assumed gender roles this afternoon because while Jack builds the wardrobe, I'm cooking dinner. I think it might be ready. For dinner, we have this Aldi stone-baked spicy salami and andouille pizza. And we also got some mozzarella bites from the Co-op. incredibly healthy, I'm sure you'll agree. While Jack continued on with Project Wardrobe, I did an hour of prescribing revision using this online learning that the uni have given us. I did decide to go back to basics and start from the very beginning of all the modules. So what I was working through was actually kind of giving first year pharmacology, bit of a throwback, all very important stuff though, and I just wanted to sort of get the groundwork done before moving on to the rest of the specialised prescribing stuff. Let me show you the wardrobe progress. We have got something that resembles a wardrobe. Just needs some doors and a drawer, but I have allowed Jack to take the rest of the night off to complete his duties in the morning. Good morning. I am just about to go out and meet my mum for lunch because today we have no lectures in the daytime, but I do have a lecture this evening. Very happy because we've just got Wi-Fi as of this morning, so that means I can actually do the lecture at home tonight. Well, first things first, I am meeting my mother for a little lunch date, which is really cute, and I'm going to take you with me. Hello. Hello. Oh. He said, where have you been? And where have you been? Should we go see Mummy? Want to go for lunch with Mama? Yeah, I'm taking you down. Look at this little princess. Aren't you a princess? Doesn't know it yet, but we're going to have to go for a walk now. Very nice to go out for lunch with Mum. I haven't done that ever, I don't think, or recently at least. We were there quite a while and we had lots of chats. I had mussels, she had fish cake, and then we shared a creme brulee and had some coffees afterwards. You can probably tell I'm very excited because Jack has completed the wardrobe project while I've been out. And now I'm back. I think I'm going to quickly fill that up with clothing because in the spare room we have bags and bags of clothing, and the thing that is scaring me is that most of that is the clothing that I don't wear very often because most of my clothes are currently at the hospital accommodation. I don't think that wardrobe is big enough for everything. We've actually got a lecture now run by some junior doctors on one of our exams. I think it's the clinical summary exam. I don't know what it's called. I know it's called the CSE. What that stands for, I haven't managed to learn yet. But we have a lecture on it now, run by some previous Southampton students who know how this exam works. And then I have some reading to do for our seminar tomorrow. Identification and referral to improve safety of women experiencing domestic violence with a primary care training and support program, a randomised control trial. So another one of our exams for finals is a critical appraisal. So I'm guessing that this is all to do with the critical appraisal exam tomorrow, or at least some of it. Sorry, I'm not feeling very good at this, am I? Anyway, I've got 5 minutes till this evening's lecture start. The only other interesting thing to update you on is my newest obsession, TV-wise, has been Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And I've been watching it on Disney today. Anyway, enough trash TV. Time to do some work, I guess. After that late night study sesh on discharge summaries, which by the way was actually really useful because it's stuff like that that we actually really need to know about that we don't really get taught about. And I guess they expect you to see it on placement, but you can't always guarantee you're gonna see all of these things on placement. Anyway, it was good. Then Jack and I decided to go on a late night adventure to Aldi. We didn't realise it shuts at 9, so after we'd wasted a load of time picking a new chilli plant, we had to get round the shop at lightning speed. I think we spent nearly £90, which is a lot more than we normally spend, but we needed to get a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna put all this away. You can't even see it. Genuinely, we got a lot of food. Gonna put that all away now and make dinner. And for dinner tonight we are having pie. So at least we've got a nice wholesome wintry dinner to have. Okay, that is the morning done. It was quite long. So we were treated to a morning of breakout rooms and group discussion on that paper that I read yesterday. I've got another session this afternoon. I haven't really looked at it, but I think it's on public health. I'm not really sure where this week is into GP placement, but I think they've just decided it's a good time of the year to do it. Anyway, I'm gonna make a bagel now for lunch, and then I might go and work in a cafe this afternoon, because otherwise I'm just gonna be sat in the same spot all day. I am so boring, I just eat the same thing every single day. After that afternoon of lectures, which were mainly on public health and there was one on sustainability as well, I decided to stick around in the cafe and do some more Ques Med on surgical questions, because I wanted to refresh my memory just in time for the start of my surgery placement. And you know, it went okay considering I've not really done surgery since third year. We did our 7-week surgery placement way back in third year. I think it must have been March 2023 I did that now, so a little while ago. And I did a bit of theatre time in obs and gynae, but basically all the general surgery stuff really did need refreshing, so I'm glad I went through that and did some practice questions. I have decided I'm going to head out on a run. I've been a bit annoyed at myself because at the start of the year I got into running in a big way. Like in January I did my running challenge to raise money for prostate cancer, and I raised all that money and I ran 70 miles for Dad in January. I was literally running 4 times a week, maybe more. Carried it on in February, just kind of stopped, and like this summer I have not really been exercising. Yeah, like I said, I did run last week and I said I would do another one on the weekend, but then I worked on the weekend and I just didn't want to run after my 12-hour shift I did on Saturday. I've got a podcast I want to listen to. It is the How to Fail episode with Kate Winslet, because I'm a big fan of that podcast and I'm a big fan of Kate Winslet. So I found a reason to go out on a run, because that's like an hour long, so that gives me something to listen to for the whole time. I'm not really into running at the moment, but I'm trying to get back into it. Like, I'm fine when I'm running, but it's the actual act of getting ready for the run and doing it. Like right now I really just want to sit on the sofa and watch like crap evening telly. Jack is already out on a run. He runs so much as well. He ran like 40 miles plus last week, so I need to like up my game. I'm just gonna do 5k because I don't want to scare myself off and I want to ease myself back into it. I know that exercise is good for me, I know it's important, I just am not in the zone at the moment. It's okay, we're gonna have a good time. On the menu for dinner tonight was one of my quickest, easiest dinners, prawn spaghetti, which is always very popular with Jack as well. Right now you're in it because I'm lighting the candle. We have got another day of online learning today. Basically we're in groups of about 8, I think we're on Teams, and there's a GP who we've never met who is facilitating the session, and we are just reflecting on our GP placement at the moment, and we've all got to present a case from our GP placement. But he's really nice actually, and he's like quite good at making us engage. I feel like it's so hard to get people to like be chatty on Teams, but he's quite good at making us feel relaxed, so that's nice. And yeah, the first hour we've just been talking about our GP placements, how we're feeling about final year, what else, and then he did like an example case, and now I think we're just going to be presenting our cases, so it's pretty chill to be honest, and he's giving us plenty of breaks, which is nice. But yeah, we're on a tea break at the moment, so I'm just having my cuppa. So after
a day of Teams participation, reflecting on our GP placements and doing some pharmacology revision randomly, I needed to go on a little adventure to Bournemouth to collect a very exciting book. My favourite childhood author, Jacqueline Wilson, I'm sure she's very dear to some of you viewers listening. She's published her first adult novel, probably like ever. Apparently she published one in like the 80s, but this is like her first adult novel in a very long time. And it is the sequel to the Girls in Love series that I was quite obsessed with in year 7. I just couldn't resist the nostalgia trip and I had to get my hands on a copy. And that evening I also went and did a little pub quiz with my sisters and our boyfriends and their friend Sophie. And I actually decided to end the vlog here because I wanted to save you getting bored of this very uneventful seminar week. As you can see, it was essentially like a reading week, which was very nice to have. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you very soon for some more episodes of the Final Year Diaries.